Did you think about someone right after reading the title? Do you think God is trying to give you a sign, but you're not sure? Do you think a family member or a friend of yours can relate to what I just say? If so, this video is for you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roseangelie and welcome to another episode of Tea with God. I've been in this type of situation and I don't want you guys to go through the same thing that I went. I honestly wish I would have seen this type of video when I was in 7th grade. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. You feel scared while texting. Do you feel scared while texting to someone because you don't know what their response is gonna be? Do you have a feeling that they're gonna respond to you in a harsh way? If that person is often responding to you in a harsh way, then that's a sign there's no trust. Do you feel like you can tell everything about yourself to that person and you're constantly telling them facts about you and just telling them about you and your life, but you realize that that person isn't really telling you much about them, mostly just saying yes, okay, those short answers to not leave you on read, basically. Hey, tell me more about you, and that person's just well, I don't know, I barely do anything, nothing's interesting about my life. Then that's probably God trying to give you a sign. By the way, excuse any of the noises, any of the background noises. He or she constantly puts you down and makes you feel bad. Is that friend constantly pointing your flaws? Is that friend constantly exalting themselves and trying to make themselves look better than you? That is quite of a toxic move that you can do as a friend. So if your friend does this, then it's time to let go. He or she is trying to change you or mold you into his/her way. Do you have a friend who wants you to be a certain way? Or is just simply lying to you often? That's a sign of a manipulative personality, because the truth is that you cannot change a person. You can help a person, but not change that person completely, even if you're doing it for the right thing. But there are people that do it purposely because they like seeing you suffer. And the truth is that no one is you, and that is your power. He or she pushes you to do things that are not okay or things that you don't feel comfortable doing. This is so common in teenagers and peers. And let me tell you something. Someone who offers you drugs is not your friend. And if it's someone who doesn't understand that you don't want to do that certain thing, then just leave that person. Don't be that person who lets themselves be manipulated by their peers, because they're not real friends. And this not only applies to drugs and smoking and drinking, this also applies to the desires of the flesh. If someone is incitating you to have sex before marriage, to masturbate, to do things that the word of God says is not okay, then don't do them. And if you feel like there's no escape, tell someone you trust about what's going on. Either a psychologist or a priest, anyone whom you can put your trust in that can help you. His/her mood changes instantly most of the time. When you tell your opinion about a certain topic, or when you tell that person your parents' opinion or your cousins or your friends' opinions about a certain topic, and that person automatically starts insulting them even without knowing them, that's just messed up. Notice something weird about that person. Are your real friends telling you there's something weird about that person and I feel like you shouldn't be around that person? Because some friends can say, I don't want you to be with that person because you're mine. No, not that type of friend. Gut feeling. Is this there's something in your head telling you, hey, you shouldn't be with this person? Just from the moment you guys first become friends, you have this feeling? Then it's probably God's voice telling you, leave that friend now. God wants you to be respected and loved. He or she constantly compares with you. They're like, why are you so pretty? Why can't I be as pretty as you? And I want to make a parenthesis here. If you guys feel like you guys are the one who are being the fake friends, then I understand you, because for a long time I also didn't love myself either. This is something that I'm still battling with, the fact that it's hard for me to not compare myself to others. But the thing is that by comparing yourself to others, you're basically wasting your time, because as I said earlier, no one's you, and that's your power. You came here for a purpose. Like, your purpose is not your friend's purpose, nor your parents' purpose, nor your cousin's purpose. You have a unique purpose. You have a mission. God has a mission for you, so you cannot compare your life to others. This is a reminder for me. This is a reminder for me. Most of the times you guys disagree. It's okay to disagree, and it's also not okay to agree like every time. Like, there has to be a balance. If you guys disagree most of the time, and that person's just making you feel bad for having a different opinion consistently, like it's something daily, to the point where you feel trapped, where you feel like crying, where you feel like, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel like this? Then, ladies and gentlemen, that is not a real friend. He or she stabs you in the back and constantly apologizes from it. You guys have no idea how many times I've done this, and how many times I've had friends in the past who have done this to me. It's like I would do it, but they would also do it. It was horrible, but thankfully I learned. If you really love someone, you wouldn't do such a thing. I once heard that fake friends talk bad stuff about you in your back and good things in your face. Meanwhile, real friends talk bad things in your face and good things about you in your back. He or she tries to break your relationship with God. Now, if this person is like, you're too religious, you're too obsessed with this, you're too obsessed with God and with the church, and my good friend and mentor Jari, hi Jari, told me that we're always gonna be attacked by the lukewarms because we're trying to give the best out of ourselves to God. If that friend doesn't accept the fact that you decided to stop doing what's wrong for God, that you stop following your desires of the flesh, that you stop following what the rest of the world does, then that person needs to leave out of your life. He or she makes you feel left out in conversations. My real friends now actually used to left me out in like conversations and things like that because of one friend. But of course, as the years passed, they realized that they were not doing the right thing. Now we're all a little group of friends, real friends, who help each other get closer to God. But if someone's making you feel left out, if someone's making you feel worthless, if someone's making you feel like you don't belong, then let me tell you, you were made to stand out. You were not made to blend in, okay? You were made different because you're special, because God put a mission in you, because He knows how special your heart is. He or she doesn't pay attention nor appreciate you. Again, if that person doesn't make you feel worthy, if that person doesn't make you feel good enough, because you are worthy, you are good enough, okay? Like, you were born with a value. God gave you a value. Even before you were conceived, God already knew you. And this is like you guys know, if you guys have been watching me since a few months ago when I first started, you guys know this is my favorite versicle from the Bible, which is Jeremiah 1:5. The fact that God knows us before we were born, the fact that He already put a value in us, and He knew our heart, and He knew our mission. That's just so incredible, and I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that versicle. So remember to stay with people that appreciate you, that make you feel worth it and enough, and that they let you make them feel worth it and enough. And by that I mean that when you tell them, hey, remember that you're worth it, remember that you're enough, they're not like, of course not, I don't believe you. Like, that they accept what you're telling them. He or she doesn't respect you. Everyone deserves to be respected. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's so obvious that if someone doesn't respect you, if a friend doesn't respect your privacy, if a friend doesn't respect your decisions and your opinions, then that's not a friend. Another thing that I learned from a motivational speaker called Jay Shetty, I absolutely admire him. Like, I don't know, he's just so inspirational, is that there's a reason and a purpose behind every person and every friend you cross paths with. People come to your life for 3 reasons: a season, a reason, or a lifetime. So don't be sad if God removes people from your life, because if they were for a certain period and they left, that means that their purpose with you is done. Like, the purpose God had for them for you is done, as well as you, because each friend that you have comes to teach you something, and for you to teach them something. You may not know what you're teaching them, but maybe someday they'll come back to you and say, thank you so much for letting me know that I'm worth it. No one has ever told me that I'm worth it, that I'm beautiful. So this is why we should always imitate Christ. We should always imitate his actions and what he did when he came to save us and to make us feel loved. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. You feel trapped. Do you want to get out of this friendship, but for some reason you're scared, which kind of goes to the first one. There's just no escape. My recommendation to you is that if one of your friends or some of your friends or all of your friends have some or all of these signs, then God is trying to tell you something. You shouldn't be with people who don't give you that good company that you need. Friends are there for you guys to love each other. Not like couple love, or not the way that you love your parents, but a fraternal love. Friends are there to make you feel good about yourself, to make you feel worthy, to give you the love that you need. But they're also there for you to do the same thing to them. And trust me, I know how much it hurts to leave a friendship when you truly love that person. So my recommendation is to pray so that God can reveal to you what he wants you to do with that friendship. Do you want to keep a toxic friendship, or do you want to have mental peace? We are so worried about pleasing others that we forget that we should be taking care of our mental health. So always pay attention to these signs. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't. I hope you do, and turn on your post notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. I try to post once a week. I know it's kind of hard now because of school and church and other activities that I'm involved. Make sure to follow me on my social media that I'm gonna leave right here, so that way you can see a little bit more of my daily life and a lot of things that I share. Share this video if you think someone else would be interested in it. I'll see you in my next video.